Brentford with the victory. Here's Ruben Amorim.
The frustration is that every goal, the goals today, we work on that during the week. That is frustrating. We can do better with the ball. We can have more control. We can understand that sometimes when the decisions are not in your favor, the momentum is not in your favor, we can control the ball. We can settle down the game. And that is something that I know this team can do. But when everything, the moments, the penalty, the foul before the first goal, all these things are against us. We need to have more personality to control the games, calm down the games, and then to play better.
Blah, blah, blah. Manchester United sitting 14th in the table, then just 7 points from their opening 6 matches. Another defeat to add to Ruben Amorim's tally. I feel like I kind of say this every time. What's new?
Well, you know what? I never look to the bench very often during a game, particularly when you become an experienced player. And you sort of make your own. And Don touched on this, and talking about the Chelsea game, is professional players of supposedly some repute, as some of these United players supposedly are, is you make big decisions for yourself, right? But if I was just on the off chance fancying a little look over to the bench for maybe something, some kind of instruction or something, I'm seeing the most uninspiring manager just there.
Right.
Just sat there with his head in his hands, buried. Whether it's a penalty, whether it's during the game. And before, he talked about working and stuff in midweek. What are they working on? What, Harry Maguire stepping up when he should be running? What, defending a 60-yard long ball? What are they working on? And by the way, for those that didn't watch this game, Brentford went 2-0 up, and before the United's only goal, it could have been 4. I'll give Altay his due in the first half. He made 2 or 3 at 2-0, brilliant saves, to make sure it wasn't 4-0 on half an hour. But he's still flapping at every ball coming in, and they were taking long throws and they were doing all sorts. And what got me again, and you know this is something I've touched on, Bruno Fernandes not missing a penalty, because we can all miss penalties, but he seems to be missing a lot at the moment. He's their most creative player. And at 2-1, on 80 minutes, when they were, I'm not going to say trying to knock the wall down, because it was a bit powder puff, but they had lots of possession, and Brentford were trying to see the game out. Bruno Fernandes gave the ball to Kobe Mino and stood in the halfway line. Where do I want him? You are absolutely searching. You are desperate. And my captain is in the centre circle, passing the ball to the sub, who's not as good a creator, who's not as good a ball striker, who's not as good a finisher, and yet here he is again, and this is my bugbear. This is my bugbear, is for all the problems, and there are many, they need to get Fernandes into that front 3, where he can do some damage, to take some pressure off this back 4. But the fact he keeps playing him with Casemiro and Aguati, or whoever it is, doesn't really matter, he's in the wrong position. I know you didn't sign anybody in the summer for that position, but tough cheese, that's your problem. And, you know, I don't know what else to say. They're 14th.
Yeah,
you know what? They are a side that looks like a 14th position side.
Yeah.
If
it wasn't Manchester United, we wouldn't even bother talking about this game.
No.
Because nothing really is a
surprise.
In
Brentford, they have Keith Andrews. He's been coaching. He's a young up-and-coming manager, and he's got a big opportunity at a club where a lot of people think they may go this year because they've just sold the best players.
Yeah.
Not 1, but 2. And yet here they are, comfortably defeating Man United, and it could have been worse.
What have you got for us, Don?
Not much, Dan. I mean, the only mad thing about before the game started, before the game started, they could have went joint second, Man United. I mean, do we play Amorim bingo with a system? Do we play Amorim bingo where if he keeps playing players that are out of position? You look at that performance today, there's a little bit of me that feels a little bit of sympathy for them, because it should have been Brentford down to 10. Collins 100% should have been sent off. And the match centre today sent out a tweet giving the reason why he wasn't sent off. And he said Mbeumo wasn't in control of playing the ball. Well, we are never in control of playing the ball unless you're dribbling with the ball. Often things in the 18-yard box are first-time finishes. So I thought that was a really bad decision, but it's just, we've got nothing here, Dan, because I'm glad Craig mentioned that Amorim, had his head in his hands, and at PLP, they ran a bit at half-time, and we're sitting watching the game, and all he done, and he talked about personality there, Amorim, at the end of the game, and he's talked about it. He said, look, I'm looking for personality, and we've got the personality. You're not showing anything on the bench. Like, you look quite defeated. Like, if your players are resembling what you're showing sitting on the sidelines with your head in your hands and got no control and feeling shattered, or you're feeling as though you've got nothing left or no more solutions, you lose the players double quick. And Craig's nailed it again. I mean, Amorim bingo. Right. Bruno Fernandes playing out of position. Why on earth they signed the 3 forward line players when they could have bought Belieber for 100 million and just played Bruno Fernandes as a number 10? Did you really need to buy Mbeumo and Cunha and Šeško? Not for me. You could have bought a world-class goalkeeper in Emi Martinez or Donnarumma and Belieber, and that would have went a long way to solve the problem. So it reminds me of Ten Hag, where he'll have another game, and another game is they'll win that one because it'll be Sunderland at home. We've got a good win today, but the likelihood at Old Trafford they'll beat Sunderland. Then it's the game after that, Liverpool away. So he's sort of living in Amorim world where it's game by game. He's going to be sacked. He'll win one. He's under pressure. He'll win another one, and they'll finish, I don't know, mid-table.
And we'll never know about last week, will we? Because for the second week in a row, Chelsea have had somebody sent off and folded, which is what they did at Old Trafford after 5 minutes. I mean, it was 85 minutes plus injury time with 10 men and a manager who had a panic up. So, they got lucky. They didn't get lucky this week with the call on the penalty and the sending off. It should have been a sending off, and what was it Don called it? The match centre.
Yes.
They want to light a match to it with nonsense like that. You know what I mean? He's not. Of course, you're not in control of the ball when somebody's pulling you. But once again, against 11 men, they've been found out. And I tell you what, and he wasn't the only one, but he's been a big signing for them, or he's supposed to be. It's a good job Benjamin Sesko got a goal today, because I can't remember I'm doing anything else. Mm-hmm. Nothing else in the game. Nothing. Normally with a striker or Sam, even somebody with not a lot of service, you'll go, well, tell you what, took that in well, and that was a lovely flick around the corner. All that sort of nothing. He got the finish, but that was it.
Don't worry, we'll have Augie on this week. He'll cheer everyone up.
Oh, it'll be great.
Did you want to add something, Shaq?
No, well, I wanted to add, this is the first time I've seen Amorim's post-game press conference. And I'm like, Craig, what was he talking about? We worked on this all week. A long ball from the back, and for some reason you play a high line, no pressure on the ball, you play a high line. You look at the second goal, that ball again lumped forward, and there is nothing about Manchester United defensively that says anybody knows where the other person is. There are 4 players just running in random directions, it feels like. So I'm desperate to now know exactly what it is they're working on, because there is absolutely no evidence of that at all. And Craig touched on the substitutions. 66 minutes, you're behind, or you're dominating the game. You're behind. You take off Maguire and Ugarte to bring on Euro and Menu. Like for like. No real effort to change the game in any kind of way. I get it. You don't have a whole lot of options. Don't ask me how that is, given the money that Manchester United spent. But you go like for like at a moment that you're dominating and you're in desperate need of goals. Nothing about it makes sense from Amorim for me.